oh, you don't do anything. They don't know what you do because they're not in your home. So you're a stay-at-home mom for you and your family, not for what other people think of you. You click this video because you want to know how to become a stay-at-home mom. Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Taylor and we do a little bit of everything, but most importantly, we are giving the glory to God. Let's get into the video. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 4 beautiful little children, my oldest being 5 and my youngest being 4 months old. I have been a stay-at-home mom since 2021. I have a video going into detail on why I quit my previous job if you want to check that out. But short answer, I just wasn't happy. I was going through some things at the job that I just felt like I could be at home with my kids if I'm going to be dealing with what I'm dealing with. And I do want to preference. Regardless, I just want to throw this out here. I did not become a stay-at-home mom under a religious reason. Yes, I believe in the Lord, but when I became a stay-at-home mom, I was still at that time I believed in God, but I wasn't chasing after him the way I am now. So I just want to say that you don't have to become a stay-at-home mom as a way of being the best Christian, which I know a lot of people, you see, especially with Instagram, you will see women in the flowy dresses and the twirling and thinking that that is what a stay-at-home mom is and has to look like. And I just want to be the person to say it's not a monolith, as everyone loves to throw around that word right now. So being a stay-at-home mom looks different for every household and every family. And for my family, it works because I don't. A little jokey joke. So I became a stay-at-home mom back all the way in 2021 and have been since then. And at the time, I only had my 2 oldest when I became a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, the other ones came much later on, and that is how I became a stay-at-home mom and why. I became a stay-at-home mom just because where I was in life, I felt like I could be at home with my kids instead of dealing with the workforce. And I talked to my husband. He was my boyfriend at the time. He's now my husband. And I just kind of didn't go back to work. I did have this inkling of taking a leap of faith and being like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to become a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to work on my content creator journey. And here we are all these years later still doing that. So I guess in a sense you can say it worked out, but we will get to income a little bit later. I really want to talk about what I do all day first, because a lot of people are like, well, if I become a stay-at-home mom, I don't even know what I would do with myself. What do I do with the kids? And I just want to talk about scheduling and what that looks like in our household. And y'all will hear me say this time and time again. It looks different for every household because people have different wants and needs and expectations when it comes to their household. And so for my household, we have a schedule or routine. It's not necessarily set in stone to where we do the same exact thing every day. I, at a time, had a schedule on our wall that I would refer to every day, like wake up at this time, do this at this time. At the beginning of the stay-at-home journey, it was very much we stuck to the schedule. Since having the newborn, the schedule has been kind of rocked a little bit, and we're currently trying to get back to a more set-in-stone schedule. I definitely believe that having a schedule aids you in being a stay-at-home mom. When you're at home majority of the time, you don't want to lose your mind. So have a schedule in place so that you can get everything that you need and want done when it comes to taking care of the kids, taking care of the household, and then most importantly, taking care of yourself. And when I was researching schedules, believe it or not, I got on Pinterest just because, Pinterest for me, I like looking up tips and tricks and routines and things like that. That's one of my little kids now. I like getting on Pinterest when it comes to routines and helpful tricks and hacks, only because for me, when it comes to Pinterest, the way people post on there is different than regular social media. And I don't feel the need of comparison or needing to do what they do to be successful when I get on Pinterest. And it's more of like a suggestion rather than look at me and just repeat what I do. As you can see, being a stay-at-home mom, there are going to be distractions throughout the day when you're trying to get things done. And for me, I've learned to accept them just because some people look at being a stay-at-home mom as this tight knit thing that's kind of like a ball and chain. But for me, I've really found a freedom in it just because I'm picking the schedule, I'm picking what we're eating, I'm picking what we're doing for the day, and I'm able to get with the things that I need done in between there. And that's one of the reasons why I really love being a stay-at-home mom. And also because more recently, it has been more common to see women like me being a stay-at-home mom. But where society tells Black women that we're these strong, independent women that don't need a man, or really just, I guess, women in general now. It's, you don't need a man, you can do whatever you need to do by yourself. And I want to say that as a woman that's married with her kids, and I love my husband down. I'm so thankful for him, because without him, I would not get to be a stay at home mom. And I've never felt more fulfilled in the role of being a stay at home mom than anything else. And totally cool if you don't agree with that. You know, different strokes for different folks. No shame in wanting to be a working mom and going outside of the home to do that. Like, no shade, no tea. Because, you know, like I said, everything works different for different households. Not everyone can be a stay at home mom or wants to be a stay at home mom, and that's totally fine. But like I said, we were talking about scheduling, and y'all will hear me say this time and time again, everything looks different for every household, because it is. What I want and what I need is different from what you want and what you need for you and yours. So for me, I love having a routine, love having a schedule that I can stick to, refer to. And if I need to change it, I simply just tell the kids how to change, like what we're doing for the day, or what's going to change, what's going to be different. And they're pretty flexible, just because I set that precedence for them. On that point of setting a precedence, let's talk about what to expect and how it affects the home when you become a stay-at-home mom. One thing I want to stress is give yourself grace in being a stay-at-home mom, because especially if it's your first time doing it, you don't really know what to do. But that's why having a routine is really key, because if you don't know what to do, you know you got that routine to look at and that schedule. Just go back to it and be like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. It keeps you on track. What to expect. Expect chaos for a little bit, because it's new. You don't know what you're doing. But then also expect that you need to give yourself time to get confident in the role of being a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm going on year 3, and now I am just now getting the groove. I probably got the groove of it the second year in. And that's after we have moved and done a whole bunch of other stuff. I was able to kind of set a routine, get games and toys and activities for their age levels. And I grew into the role as the kids grew. So as the kids get older, in my opinion, it is easier to be a stay-at-home mom, because it's not as boring. We're having a good time together. We're doing stuff together. We're interacting. And I will say that that's one thing that helps in being a stay-at-home mom, is being present with the kids and looking at it as I get to be a stay-at-home mom rather than I have to be, or that I have to do these things, I have to take care of my kids. Because when it's it's, I mean, like, let's be real, that doesn't sound fun. But when it's a blessing, or you're thankful that you get to be in the position of staying home with your kids, and before y'all go, well, it must be nice to be a stay-at-home mom, we're going to talk about income a little bit later. I just wanted to give y'all to expect before the income, because you have to get yourself mentally prepared before financially prepared. Only because, like I said, we'll talk about that a little later. But also, how does it affect the home? I feel like that's something that we need to talk about, just because a lot of women expect that when you're a stay-at-home mom, you're just at home. No, and you're very much still working, because you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're taking care of the kids. And if you were doing this stuff outside of the home, like if you ran a laundromat, you'd be getting paid for that. If you were running a daycare, you would get paid for that. If you were cooking meals somewhere, you would be getting paid for that. And so never let anyone tell you that what you're doing at your home is less valuable only because you're not seeing a financial means in what you're doing. Because if you were outsourcing that anywhere else, you would be getting money. So just know that what you're doing at your house, staying home, is just as important, just as valuable as if you were doing it outside of the home. And I say that because there are people that will shame you for being a stay-at-home mom. Oh, you don't do anything. They don't know what you do, because they're not in your home. So you're a stay-at-home mom for you and your family, not for what other people think of you. Okay? Okay. But also, it's funny, I did ask my husband, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I asked him, what are some points that you think that would be great to share with the people watching? And he said that if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, and this is from a man's point of view, it's a teamwork effort. It definitely is. And so he said to be careful about thinking of your stay-at-home mom role as the husband does. A man and a wife have two separate roles. So with that being said, men aren't looking at being a stay-at-home mom the way we are. They don't see everything that goes into it, and vice versa. We don't see everything that he goes through as being a man and going out into the workforce and doing that part of the labor. So with that being said, we both need to be each other's pieces. Be each other's piece. I was going to say pieces. maybe the Lord pieces because we go together. So we're each other's pieces, but then also be his piece and he will be your piece. It's a teamwork effort. Everything comes together and works together. And so if you can be his piece and his support, he can do the same thing for you. He will support you in the household. Anything you need to get done in the household, he can help you, just like when he's outside of the household, you were helping him. I will say, try talking things out. Talking things out and communicating is a huge role in being a stay-at-home mom, because if you don't talk about it, how are you supposed to fix it? But how you talk about it matters. Be kind, be loving, be gracious, give him grace, allow him to give you grace, because it's a team effort. Everything's not going to be perfect all the time, but that just comes with anything in life. Things that you want, you have to work for. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, it's still work. It's not just being at home doing whatever you want to do. It's very much still working. Now we can get to the point that everyone wants to know. How are you able to be a stay-at-home mom in this economy? Trust me, it is a effort, okay? I know, especially, I will say on our end, in my household, it is an effort. We typically don't have a Ash, calm down. We don't have a super huge unlimited budget where, like I said, the Instagram and the Twitters and the TikToks of the people with the super big houses and the super big incomes make it look like this lavish thing. And for them, it may be a lavish life to be a stay-at-home mom, because at that point, you can just pay for majority of the convenience things in your household. But for my household, we are one income. Yes, I make social media content, but it's not content that just pays our bills monthly, which I'm praying to the Lord he'll change one day. But as of right now, it's very much just one average income. We budget. We take our time when it comes to outsourcing things. We are very diligent with how we spend our money, what we spend it on. Scheduling date nights, things. We just make sure to be very budget friendly when we do things. And no, that's not that's not living in lack or anything like that. It's being smart with your money, especially in this especially in this economy. It is so smart to make sure you know where your money is going, budget it, and just don't be frivolous with it. If you have the means to do that, the more the merrier. Great. Love that for you. But for majority of people right now, we are being safe with our money. Not frugal, not lack, but safe and smart. It's all about mindset, and it's all about how you shape it. And also, if you are needing extra ways to make money, you can Uber or I don't want to plug them. If you need extra ways to make money, there are tons of ways that you can make extra money, from like going and shopping groceries for people or looking for your local assistant programs like family assistance. There's WIC, there's EBT food stamps or whatever it's called in your state. There's Head Start if you do want to send the kids to preschool, but you feel like you can't afford to do it. There's Smart Steps. There are so many different types of things that you can look for within your city, or even like food pantries, to help you get to where you need to go. And I'm not saying this as a way of, we'll just live off the system. No, everyone needs help sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in needing help. Closed mouth don't get fed. Ask. We should be able to carry each other's burdens, as the Lord would say. We see a brother or sister in need, help them out. Okay? And I'm also speaking from the point of view of not necessarily having an entire village to be able to help you do what you need to do in your life, because sometimes you'll make decisions that not everyone agrees with and they don't feel like they need to help. And that's totally fine, Maybe you don't have the help. And if you do, take full advantage of all of the help, okay? If someone's offering to get your kids and you trust them, let them get them, okay? There's nothing wrong with needing help. I'll be the first person to say that. Never feel shame or embarrassed for needing help. It used to take a village to raise a child. Don't know where that mentality went. I pray that we can get back to it so that people don't have to feel bad about needing help, okay? That's why you're here. You needed a little bit of help, and that's totally fine. Like, I would never be the person to make you feel bad about needing help, because we have all needed help at some point in another. Every single person, even if they tell you that they never needed help or they did it all by themselves. Okay, yeah, like no, you didn't. But yeah, to sum all of that up, if you are looking to be a stay-at-home mom or you want to be a stay-at-home mom, do your research, figure out what would work best for you and your household, talk to your husband or your partner, and figure out what you guys can do to cut expenses, cut costs, but then also make sure that the environment that your children are going to be raised in is something that you would want them to be stay at home for. Like some kids, sending them to school and sending them out and all those things may be best. And maybe you're only a stay-at-home mom for a season. It doesn't have to be for a super long period of time. Or maybe you're working from home and staying home with the kids. There's a way to do a little bit of everything. And as the Lord would say, there has a season for everything. And we can most certainly get it done. Just have a little bit of faith, have a little bit of love, and have a little bit of hope that you can get it done when doing it. I know sometimes it looks a little bleak and it looks like, how can you get it done? Just take a deep breath, think about it, pray about it, and I promise you, everything will work out. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to create more videos like this. I think this is going to be something super helpful for the young women who want to be stay-at-home moms that necessarily don't know how to do it or even how to get it started. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to like, subscribe to stay around, and watch more of my videos for future help. And I love you, but don't forget, God and Jesus love you even more. Bye.